Con.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. The Hebrew Israelites back again to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom and to speak into fruition the judgments that are coming into this earth
Shalom. Yes.
and to prophesy about the coming destruction. So without further ado, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the men of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the 144,000, and to the men, women, and children scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, of the hopeful elect. To you we say shalom.
Shalom.
So, as always, with everything happening right now in this world, I mean, hey, we're seeing all of the signs manifest themselves. Everything is coming to fruition that the scripture speaks of. So we're just going to hopefully allow the Spirit to move with this lesson. We're going to begin our lesson in 2nd Ezra 9:1, and it reads, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the Highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Says, so, hey, and what are we seeing? Every day we're seeing new signs, new wonders, new destruction in the earth. We're seeing, matter of fact, I'm going to just keep going and then we'll continue from there. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So, as we can see, all of these things are manifesting themselves. The earthquakes, we're seeing the earthquakes in diverse places. We're seeing the uproars of the people all over the globe. These people, these countries are in a state of chaos. And quickly.
Well, basically the Lord's bringing that division as the Lord prophesied that he was going to bring, right? The Lord's bringing that division because as they're saying that it's immigration here in America, you got people in Mexico speaking that you need to immigrate the gringo.
Immigrate your ass back on up out of here.
You need to kill the gringo, right? Because these are the thing that's happening, right? You got the situation over in Europe, right? In England, I think it's Spain, it might be Portugal too, but I know they were saying in England they have because the brother Yahweh Sop did a lesson on it. They said these North Africans and Middle Eastern gangs are terrorizing the Edomites, man. So the Lord is making them, like he said that in these last days you're going to be greatly despised.
Right? And when you mention in England and those locations over there, what did they just receive from America? Nukes. And what does that do? Russia, now they become a target. You know what I mean? Now, because you've accepted these weapons of mass destruction from America, now you have to be made a target from the very people that, you know what I mean, you're supposedly have issue with or want to defend yourself, because they weren't aiming nothing at you. But now that you have these weapons in your lands, every place that received these weapons has now become a target. You know? And then, hey, in America, hey, like the brother said, you have the immigration, you have the Epstein, you have, there's so many other different things right now in America that these people, you have the farms that are going out of business. You have the programs for aid that are being disassembled. All of the things that are happening in this country right here. This cauldron is being stirred. The Most High is saving this one, and he's getting everything in there, all the ingredients for a perfect storm in Babylon. You know, that's what the Most High has planned for this place.
Right. Let me get shit. I got two real quick. This is Luke chapter 1, verse 70. Luke chapter 1, verse 70. It says, as he spake by the mouth of the holy prophets, which have been since the world begun.
Yeah. Hey, and we know that, hey, from Adam until now, the voice that was walking in the midst of the garden in the cool of the evening, the prophets, you know, and you have from, you know, all the way up and all the way back, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, you know, all of the prophets that we have spoken and made mention to this time to come, and many of them, the prophecies still have, a lot of the Old Testament, the prophecies still have yet to be fulfilled, because they're actually being fulfilled in this time as we speak. You know, all of these things are being made manifest.
Yeah, it says, this I got another one. Hebrews chapter 1, verse 2. And in these the last days spaken unto us by his Son, whom he have appointed heir over all things. Matter of fact, let's might as well go up one. It says, Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1, and the power of the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, who at sun dry time, and in diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, hey, all through the, you know, contrary to what your Christianity teaches you that, you know, God Almighty is stepping off his throne and coming down and talking. No, he uses the mouthpiece of his prophets. You know, what is that scripture? The spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. So he's always used these men to bring forth the understanding that he wanted to be brought forth. You know, to rob you, literally to rob you of the denial that I didn't know, Lord, when he brings forth destruction. Because these prophets, you know, there's and I get that, you know, where it's spoken that, hey, the prophets come with mourning, lamentations, and woe. They don't come with good news. They what was it, the prophet Samuel? I think it was Samuel, right? It was like, do you come in peace? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they knew when these men arrived on the scene, you know what I mean, destruction was imminent. Repent or be destroyed is the ongoing slogan throughout the scriptures.
Yeah, it ain't something we just came up with.
Right.
Now, brother said, repent or die. You know what I mean?
No.
Like that's just something brand new.
That's an ongoing theme through the scriptures. The new thing in the earth is the Lord wants you to prosper. He wants you to be, you know, on top with lots of money in your pocket, living large, doing as thou will. You know, that's
opposite of scripture.
Right, opposite of scriptures. You know, this is it requires a contrite spirit. You know, you ain't gonna be filthy rich, and you know, the scripture says it's harder for a rich man to make it into heaven than for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. You know, come on.
It's easier for a camel.
Right. Yeah, it's easier for a Salakia. You know, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. And that eye of a needle was a very walkway, a very small walkway.
Door that
in the old age. Yeah, he had to drop all the way down and almost, you know, crawl through on his knees. And you had to take everything off, anything that he was carrying, because him and that property wasn't fitting through that eye. You know? And this is what it's, you know, trying to impart to you that hey, you're not gonna get through this thing if you have, hey, what is that? Give me neither riches nor
poverty.
You know, I'd be rich and don't even consider you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, once you've made it and everybody's calling your name and you living lavishly, this is the last thing on your mind.
Yeah, unless you be poor
You know?
and reverence not the Father.
Right, yeah, you poor and then you robbing and stealing trying to get something, you know?
Right.
So, hey, give me my daily bread. Give me just enough to man, you know?
Yeah. And in either case, it leaves you with well, that's the spirit that Jake in today. Because they go, why do I got to give thanks to God? I got me this. I did this. I'm living in this place, and where I'm at in life, I got me here. I did this. You know, that's a rich because he did. You know, he did what he needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, rob, steal, kill, whatever it took. Yeah, you are. You're the one who got you there.
Yeah.
And hey, ultimately, you're gonna get a punt. Hey, they're gonna know it by death by pain.
Yeah.
Right.
And we all know that in this land, in this time, and under Esau Edom's rule, you know, you got to do something strange for some change.
Right.
You know what I mean? You ain't fixing to be successful and a made man in this time unless you go through, you know,
Yeah.
you got to go through the ritual.
Right.
You know?
Even if it's not that, just like you gotta lie.
Yeah.
Like my sister was dating this dude from Jamaica, and you know, we were speaking, and his mother was there, and she said since she moved to America, she said she never had to lie so much just to get by, because she said in order for you to get anything, you gotta go to them and you gotta lie and say you don't make this much money, you don't do this, you don't have a place to stay, you gotta do. She said I've never had to lie. Like she said, it made her resent America because how much you have to lie just to get by. I mean that's ultimately what it is. That's America. You have to lie to get by, right? And the Lord said that He hates liars. In this place you have to lie just to make it, bro. You know?
Oh man.
Let me finish this up. It says first Hebrews 1 in verse 2, and have in those last days spoke unto us by His Son.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai.
Right?
Yeah. You know, and what has He said?
Right, through the scriptures.
Yeah.
He just said it.
Yeah.
As it was written before time, but and that's Yahweh Shai. He's the Word.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Going into
Word made
John.
flesh.
Yeah, John 1:1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's the Word. And He's speaking to it. He's speaking to you now. Right? Whom He has.
Let me get that real quick.
He-
It says John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the Most High, and the Word was
a power.
a power. You know, you got to understand how these things were originally written. You know, he is the
Elohim. He's basically
right.
an Elohim.
Yeah, he is the
Elohim.
right. He is, you know, the Most High
Power.
spoke him into existence. So he's the Word, you know, and then that Word was made flesh and brought to us, you know, as an atonement for the transgressions of Israel. You know, the world of Israel. Contrary to what you people have been taught to understand, you know, when these people give you John 3:16 and don't break any of the words down to you, you know, and that's why we understand, you know, more and more clearly that the prophets, you know, the apostles of Great Millstone are those prophets from old, man. Just, you know, it is what it is. Because they've been able to break down and make this word understandable by teaching you to go back and get the true understanding of the words that are being spoken. You know, and then to find out that knowledge is available to you. You know, you go into the blue letter and you can go into each individual word. You know, and we also learn, you know, you take the meat off of the bone. You
Yeah, the
split
blue letter
right,
goes off.
because it will go off. But in a lot of instances, you know, and then it'll, you know, they'll muddy the water. But a lot of times, if you seek deep enough, you'll find the definition that actually applies. That muddy water is they'll put several different ones to make it kind of look like it could. But hey, with the proper understanding and guidance, you know, it's clear what these things, you know, identify as. Right. It says all things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men.
Right.
And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. You know, and that was when he came into this world, man. And our
That's
people,
the word too.
right?
The word
yeah.
goes out because it's only for the elect. The rest of the 2/3 they comprehended not. They're in darkness.
Yeah.
They said that's what the scripture says. They love darkness and not light.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess that's both physical and metaphorical.
Yeah.
Because the light literally came into the world of Israel, and many, you know, not all of Israel, but many just never received that light.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All the disciples were Israelites.
Right.
So when
right.
they get to telling you that, well, Israel denied them.
They all denied it in there. That's a load of bullshit.
Right. And some of the Pharisees, all Pharisees wasn't wicked. Some of the Pharisees, I mean, they did it on the so-called down low, believing in him, but they did. They believed in him.
Nicodemus. Didn't
Yeah.
Nicodemus come
Yeah.
to him in the night? Nicodemus
The other
believed.
Pharisee too, the one
Yeah.
who brought his daughter back from
Right.
the dead. That was a Pharisee.
You know, so yeah,
Right.
you know, contrary to what these people have been taught, and the reason they have that level of misunderstanding is because the scriptures has been written. If it was written according to the way it's understood now, they would have destroyed it. You know, there's a reason why they removed the Apocrypha out of it, because that couldn't stay and them be able to create the scenario around John 3:16 that they had. Go ahead. That's it. Yeah. I just wanted to bring that receipt out for that.
Okay, come. It says, whom he have appointed heir of all things.
Yahweh Shai.
Yeah. By whom he have made the worlds. Hey, you just said it.
Yeah. And without him was not anything made.
Right, yeah.
You know, everything was made by him and through him and for him. You know, and he sanctifies it back to his Father. So,
Go ahead. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
yeah, and what is the apostles, the elders, and the bishops, and the men of Great Millstone done? They've been speaking the words of prophecy.
And the affiliates.
And the affiliates, like-minded, yeah. Speaking the words of prophecy. Bringing forth the understanding from this book. You know, the book that the scriptures told, hey, seal up the book until the time of the end. You know, we're in the time of the end. So this is why that understanding is being made manifest through the apostles, the bishops, the elders.
The end was when the time Yahweh Shai was on the scene.
Well, yeah,
Technically, that was the end.
beginning of the end.
The beginning of the
beginning of the end.
It was the,
you know,
the end then, but now we're at the time where the end is being manifest based off that. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of days later, if you have understanding on what I'm saying, you know, 1,000 days with the Lord, 1,000 years is one day.
Right.
You know, so a couple of days later, and now the end is being made manifest.
Right. It says, which he put in the mouth, it put in thy mouth, right? Which are the prophets, right? You prophesied, give them what prophesied these words. It says, speak in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, right? Which I will put in your mouth, right? And that the only one who's really that's going to be put in their mouth are the prophets. The prophets prophesied, right?
And that also
saith Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai.
Indicates that it's not of your own fruition. The Most High puts those words in your mouth, you know, and that's why there's so many false prophets, because hey, they weren't sent, you know, and that's why you have so many different doctrines, you know, and these doctrines hold no water. But the people that adhere to these doctrines, they couldn't have it any other way. You know, that's all they can recognize, because they've been blinded to the truth.
Because you're supposed to well, it says be a workman, that you not be rightly dividing the word of truth, to be a workman, not to be not to be ashamed, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Right. So, and then it says Second Ezra 15:2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Right. So that's how you go. You learn the correct doctrine, right? Not a false doctrine, because it's in the paper, it's in the scriptures, it's in the Bible. So you're rightly dividing the word of truth, and you're learning, right? And that word, the word became flesh and dwelled among us, and made it available in the last days of his time. Was the last days, but we're in the last days, which him sacrificing himself on the cross made it so that the seven seals are loose, right? And then bringing forth the understanding, right?
Let me grab it real quick. It's the receipts. 2 Timothy 2:15, and it reads, "Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the words of truth."
Right.
So yeah, breaking it down correctly. And like the apostles say, 100% truth. Because anything else, anything less, that means there's leaven in your doctrine. 99% truth, that means that 1% is leaven. You know what I mean?
99.999%
just won't do. You need 100%. And that's been granted unto the prophets, who in turn have spoken it freely. They have not. They received, and they didn't charge anybody for the word. They brought it
Apostle
forth
Paul
freely.
said, I have not shunned to declare the gospel, right? Yeah. Shun mean basically it wasn't afraid.
Right.
Right. That's right.
Brought forth everything that it was given to him. He brought forth for your understanding.
Yeah. Might as well finish that right here. It says 2 Ezra 15:3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Right, and that's part of not shunning. Mm-hmm. Fearing not the imaginations that are against you, right? Against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, right? And that's not shunning the gospel, coming out, right? Declaring the whole gospel, man. Not faltering, not shaking, not what did it say? You're not shaking, no stirred. You're firm.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The Lord's I think there's a scripture that talks about not being moved. I should not be moved, but then there's another one that says I should not be moved greatly. Right? So even if something kind of moves you, you won't be moved greatly, because the Lord says, hold fast to what thou have until the end come. Right? You gotta hold on to this. Right? That's what this is. Holding on to the truth and not letting it go. Because this thing came from the times of old, from the very beginning, all the way from the time that Adam fell from from the understanding, right? When he knew that he was naked, which not naked meaning naked like that. He was basically without the protection, the hedge of the Most High. Now you can die.
I got a quick one to go with that. He is not shunned. This is Ezekiel 3, beginning at verse 8, and it reads, "Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads."
Right.
So, hey, no matter how much they rebelled against it, no matter how much they spoke against it, hey, keep coming 100% true. And just they're gonna have to deal with it or deny it. Doesn't matter, but you're gonna get this truth. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. So hey, and Israel hasn't changed. They've only gotten worse. The only change Israel has made is they've grown more resentful, more disrespectful, more rebellious. They haven't gotten any less rebellious or changed in any way.
Right. Exactly.
And more?
No. But yeah. So yeah, that's basically what it is. Cause we're in these. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. We're basically in these last days, right? You know, and that's when Yahweh Shai. Yeah, he said it. He said the things that he had spoken to us that he had told you. It says Matthew chapter 24 and and 4. I says and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take good heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiachim, and shall deceive many.
You know, and if you listen, hey, read that again, because Christianity teaches you what? It's going to be one antichrist. One man is going to come and he's going to deceive. But the scriptures tells you what? It says many shall come. So there's going to be many. There's already many antichrists. If you're going against these scriptures, if you're going against the understanding of this doctrine that's being taught by the apostles and the elders, if you're going sideways against that, then you're an antichrist. The scriptures is clear, you know, and no matter how much these people, you know, these new Johnny-come-latelys that want to come and dispute the words, you know, they had this old fossil-ass Elder Menachezakba aired, you know, and he's pompous and arrogant, talking like, you know, like he's bringing knowledge brand new that brothers haven't already gone through and addressed, you know, because you're late to the damn affair doesn't mean the rest of us are. And what you're trying to bring forward is just basic, you know, back to the plantation. And that's what these niggas love, man. These niggas love the plantation, you know.
Don't they?
Man, back to Egypt, where we had the cucumbers and the leeks. You niggas still had that same mentality. You want to get back on that plantation, you know. Master, you sure was good to me. You know, that's, man, you the same people, man. You know?
Right. Says, you got that? You still reading? Or would you?
No, yeah, no, go ahead. You had something?
Yeah, kind of. I was on that Matthew 24. It says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiachim, and shall deceive many. Right? And you brought that up. So I went to 1 John chapter 2, verse 18. It says, little children, it is the last time. Right? That's where we're at, man. We're in the last time, in the last days. And that was Yahweh Shai speaking in that day. Right? It was the last time. They were in the last days started and back then. But now we're in the milliseconds of the last days.
Yes, sir.
Right?
2 days ago.
Yeah, we're on the probably damn near on the third day.
2.5 days. At least 2.5 days.
Yeah, you almost damn near on the third day by now. But yeah, because
you'll get no argument out of me.
It says, and as ye have heard that Antichrist or Anti-Hamashiachim shall come, even now there many Anti-Hamashiachim
many antichrists,
whereby we know that it is the last time.
Yeah, yeah. Deceiving the heart, deceiving many, you know, and we understand as well, you know,
This is the NLT.
yeah, bring it out.
It says little children, the last hour. Oh, because what did the Lord said that He was going to do? He's going to destroy this what in 1 hour.
An hour, yeah.
Right? Just the last hour. The last hour is here. Ooh, hey, that's very prophetic right there. That's beautiful. Right? The last hour is here. You have heard that the Antichrist or Anti-Hamashiach is coming, and already many such anti-Hamashiach or Antichrist have appeared. From this, we know that the last hour has come. Right? So we're there. We're at the last time. We're at the last hour, man.
Yeah.
Right? This is that final hour.
You know. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, we're in those last the weaning moments, you know, of this age.
Right, yeah.
You know, because not only Babylon, but all of these nations are going to be removed from any type of power structure that they may currently possess. And Babylon is going to be completely, man, it's going to be a desert here, you know, a wasteland, you know. There's nothing going to be standing in Babylon. The Most High is going to,
The lines of confusion.
the lines of confusion. The elements are going to melt here,
Right.
back to, you know what I mean, square zero.
Going into that word confused, being they moved. It says in the scripture, it says you're never supposed to move thy neighbor's landmark.
Right.
And so they did. They moved the landmarks, basically making city states, right? Because basically these are all city states, because America's one big city. It's Babylon. It's that city.
Yeah.
But you got a bunch of city states, and so now you got the confusion of lines. And the Lord said He's going to wipe those lines. You know, hey, you ever see that when Jake said, "I'll wipe that smile off your face"? Hey, and that's what the Lord's coming to do. He's coming to wipe that smile off your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Remove you violently from your powers.
Yeah, it says, Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right? So we're definitely at the last times. We're in that last hour, that final hour, right? I believe was it Lauryn Hill? She had a song called the Final Hour. Hey man, that's a pretty good song. I believe she even mentioned us being Israelites and that song and everything. Yeah, that's the reason why they had they banned her from being able to perform her songs, right? Because they didn't want it to be that Bob Marley feeling. When Bob Marley had that movement, man, people really gravitated to that spirit, man. It was gonna, I mean, that album it was called Miseducation. That thing had a real, man, that would have been powerful. That thing was a powerful album. It's just too bad she couldn't perform it and really put that spirit in the earth, but they couldn't because we had to come to this final hour where Jake's a lover of themselves, man. Right?
Yeah, Jake is.
You know, that's what it says. It says that the love of many shall wax cold. We had to be in this time where you just talking songs, you talk, I'll shoot you in the face. I'll do this, and then I'll mess your wife. Right? So now you didn't come in. Everybody doing the, you know, doing these things that hey, you're not King David. You're definitely gonna get put to death, right?
Violence.
You know what I mean? Hey, I mean even then, King David didn't escape. The Lord put hell on him, man. Something much more worse, man. Could you imagine? your one of your sons you love very much rapes your daughter, one of your daughters, or he rapes his sister, then your other son kills him, and then your son who you love so much tries to kill you. His whole world was in shambles, bro.
Not to mention this slept with his concubines.
Yeah. Well, that's why he got put to death.
Yeah.
That's why oh man, that old Absalom,
Yeah.
he was broken up. And then they had to tell him, hey, Lord, hey, you gonna have to straighten up because these men put their life on the line, and then you're pouting over Absalom. You're gonna have to. And so he had to, hey man, you know, he had to gird up, but he was broken over this man. Hey, you don't want that for your life, man. You know?
Well, violence is coming. Violence is coming to America, and that's why, you know, again, like the brother was saying with the songs and everything, is a reason why the level of debauchery and chaos and insanity has been allowed to permeate the airwaves and everything, because the Most High is stirring up the pot. And I'm just going to grab this one quick one real quick. This is Revelations 18, and I'll start at 20, and it reads, "Rejoice over her, thou heavens, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone." And it's ironic that the elders and apostles have named, you know, they're the great millstone. And it's literally been grinding this place, man, constantly with the word, you know. When you're looking at the groups that are hated the most, Great Millstone, man, because hey, they don't
True man,
shun,
prophets,
right,
prophets,
to bring you everything.
Yeah, and the
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. But it says, like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, "Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all." You know? So hey, everything is moving in accordance with the violent takedown of America, aka Babylon, aka Sodom and Egypt. You know? Man, many AKAs, because America has taken on the ways of all of the nations before it that lived wickedly in the sight of the Lord, you know?
Yeah. No?
Yeah, no, that one.
Yeah, it says, there's Isaiah chapter 34, verse 11, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it, the owl also, and the raven shall dwell in it, right? And that's what this land becoming a desolation, right? This America, the ICBM missiles, the hypersonic ICBM missiles that fire is gonna turn into a burning heap, right? It's gonna turn into the lake of fire, right? It's gonna be the lake of fire, right? And then it'll be a desert. So it's basically going into the desert. Creatures are going to be dwelling in this place.
That lake of fire here in Babylon,
Matter of fact, let me go up
5,000 square miles.
So that way it,
you know,
kind of understand. It says, matter of fact, let me in the NLT. It says, Isaiah chapter 34, verse 10, NLT. The judgment of Edom, a judgment on Edom, will never end. The smoke of it burning will rise forever. The land will lie. Was it desert? Deserted. It's like deserted from generation to generation. No man will live there anymore. All right. It will be hewn by,
cut down.
The desert owl and the screeching owl. Haunted by, yeah. It will be haunted by the desert owl and the screeching owl, the great owl and raven, for the power of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, will measure that land, was it carefully. He will measure it for chaos
Man.
and destruction.
Man. And that's what's coming to Babylon. Hey, hey, chaos, violence. You know what I mean? And we're seeing all of these things manifesting themselves, you know, in this land.
Right.
And we keep saying, hey, this is the quiet before the storm. See, Esau has a way of keeping everything looking like there's nothing going wrong. But, hey, if you listen and pay attention, you know what I mean, you can see all of these things brewing. They're brewing right now. You know, and they're coming up to a boil. And when they begin to boil, they're going to boil over. And when the chaos begins, it's going to begin on levels never before seen, man. You know, hey, the scripture says that because Jacob's trouble is coming here, you know,
to the world,
to the whole world. But
Jacob is everywhere. But the main
thrust of it, the culmination, the
place, because the place of salvation is here.
Right, right.
So when you go into it, it talks about salvation is to be saved from impending doom.
Right.
So the major disaster is coming to this place. So you need to be saved. Salvation needs to be here, which the bulk of the Israelites are here in Babylon the Great. Just like in times past, you would have been in Egypt, because remember when Egypt was thriving, people went to Egypt to make a living.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The 12 tribes went to Egypt a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Right? To get the grain.
And remember,
and that's pretty much what's happening now.
Spiritually,
this being Egypt all over again.
Yeah.
You got Issachar coming up here. You got Naphtali and all of them, and then you got the islands that's next to this. You got Haiti and Jamaica, and all of them are trying to come this way. So then at the end, Gad was already here. Issachar was pretty much already here. Judah was already here. So now you got all 12 tribes basically in this place to be nourished, but now the nourishment is gone. In fact,
and it's ironic as well, the parallels between here and Egypt, because what made Egypt prosperous? Joseph, the Israelites. The Israelites made Egypt a prosperous land. And now, in this time, who made America prosperous? The Israelites. All over again. It's paralleled itself in time. You know? And when the Most High removes, because when the Israelites were removed out of Egypt, Egypt has never been the same. You know what I mean? It's never been returned to its former glory. And when the Most High removes his elect from Babylon, this place is never even going to exist anymore. You know what I mean? At least Egypt still exists in some shape, form, or fashion. This one, gone.
Well, you said that's with violence.
That's with violence, you know?
Right.
It's going to be
it said you
uprooted.
got it by violence.
Yeah.
So by violence, you're gonna be cast out. Right? Let me finish this up and do this in the KJV. It says Isaiah 34:11 in KJV, by the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it, the owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness.
So you're not, number one, you're not going to be able to, for a long period of time, you're not even going to be able to see anything about what's going on over here, because it's going to be a literal sweltering flame. And then as the flame dies out, you know what I mean, and you can look and see maybe from the chariot, you'll be able to. There'll be no, okay, that's Alabama, and that's Washington D.C. And look, there's like they show you in the movies where you can see a piece of the Statue of Liberty sticking up out of the earth. Nah, all of this gonna be just gone, decimated, completely melted back into the elements. There'll be nothing, nothing left in America.
And the land, what's it called? Forbidden land?
Yeah.
Like it is.
Oh,
in,
yeah.
Yeah.
Since you really did it,
Right. Yeah.
Or the original one where, because it's going to be the forbidden zone. It will be the forbidden zone. Nobody's coming over here. It'll be.
Go on. This Isaiah 34 and 12. I mean the NLT, and it will be called the land of nothing.
Yeah.
Right, it will be called the land of nothing.
Nothing.
And all its nobles will soon be gone.
Yeah.
Right? You're gonna be in your outer space retreats, your bunkers. You're gonna be out of this place, man.
Yeah.
Right?
And a lot of them are moving their property now. They're getting it off the shores of America, because everyone that has any kind of vision can clearly see this place is ripe
For the taking.
Right. You know
The
what I
Reaper?
mean? The Reaper. We say taking, we mean destruction. Not no other country invading it and taking over. What's going to invade it is ICBMs. From all nations. What is it? 200 million.
Mm-hmm.
200 million. Invaders, and they're not going to break their ranks. They're not going to, go off. Hey. And 5,000 square miles is going to be, in culmination with, they have right now, matter of fact, they're talking about Yellowstone. You know what I mean? And several fault lines. And there's, Yellowstone is a super volcano, and then there's thousands and hundreds of thousands of miles of oil pipelines going underneath this earth. And then between that, the molten lava, the ICBMs, the level of destruction, man, this place, hey, and it's difficult to understand where somebody else comes up with somewhere else is going to be a lake of fire, little itty bitty lake just traveling down the King's Highway that's burning. Negative. This is going to look like a lake from the chariots. A massive lake that's just flames.
Gone. It says, Revelation chapter 14, verse 15, and another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, right, which is basically what Yahweh Shai, right? In the chariot. He sat on the cloud, that throne, the chariot. Yahweh Shai. Thrust in the sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe.
Hey, elect.
Right. Well, what you said, it's for the elect, but it's also for destruction. It's right for the. It's time that the destruction.
Yeah,
the destruction is going to hit.
Yeah. You're going to separate. You're going to call up the elect and the 2/3. Hey, that separation is going to take.
Well, basically,
place.
it's going to come simultaneously. It's going to.
Yeah.
So as the missiles are coming,
the elect are going out.
As the missiles are.
Yeah.
Actually, probably even while the missiles are hitting.
Because it says scarcely shall be saved.
Yeah, so the missiles will be hidden.
And it also says, hey, 1,000 on your left and 10,000 on your right. And I may have the sides mistaken, but it's going to be a lot of death and destruction. And you're going to have to trust. And this is why that trust is being built now. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to wait till the last minute and then, trust in Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. You're going to have to get that, man, now. Because the times that come, that's all you're going to have. If you panic and, it's been 3 days and I haven't eaten, so let me go down here and get this mark, or or anything that you do that's adverse to the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That ham sandwich is sure looking good. Lord won't mind. I haven't eaten, and and we're all going to be tried, man. And that's why, hey, for many of we're trying to, we're in those trials now. Building up that treasure in heaven now. So when those times come, man, we have an account to pull out of. If you put all your treasures here on this earth, then, hey, where moth and rust does corrupt, you're not going to have anything to pull from when the time comes.
This is Revelation chapter 8, verse 7. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of the trees were burnt up, and all the green grass was burned up. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning, right, which is America, because it said, if you get that, it says should be a burnt mountain. I believe it's in Isaiah. I don't remember exactly what, but you should be a burnt mountain, right? Because that's going into that. It says a great mountain burning with fire, right? Because of mountain meaning what? Government, right? That government, which is talking about America, Babylon the Great, is going to be burning, man. You're going to be a burnt mountain. The Lord's going to take this place down, right? It's going to be a place that only doleful creatures can dwell, man. Right?
You said where you thought it was?
I think it was Isaiah, but it's supposed to be it says there should be a burnt mountain.
Hold on, against the overstraying mountain.
Burnt
That's
mountain.
in Jeremiah.
Might be in well, I know it's in the Apocrypha. A burnt eagle is an Apocrypha. It's well, I think I'll look for it. But I think it's an Apocrypha of the burnt eagle, which represents Rome. But this is the second leg of Rome, or this is the one with the deadly wound that was healed, and basically this is Rome 2.0. So it will be a burnt mountain. It will be a burnt eagle, right? Let's see if I can.
Second Ezra 12:3.
Yeah.
Let me get it.
Yeah, please.
This is Second Ezra 12:3, and it reads, "And I saw, and behold, they appeared no more, and the whole body of the eagle was burnt, so that the earth was in great fear. Then awaked I out of the trouble and trance of my mind, and from great fear, and said unto my spirit." Right, let me get the rest of that. Lo, this hast thou done unto me, in that thou searchest out the ways of the highest.
What'd you say?
Jeremiah 51.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was. It says, this is the one in Second Ezra.
What?
It says on the eagle.
Uh-huh.
It says Second Ezra 12:3, "And I saw, and behold, they appeared no more,
Yes.
and the whole body of the eagle was burnt."
Right. Yeah. That's representing Rome of that time, because Rome collapsed. They had their 1,000 years where they were in darkness. I went into the Caucasus Mountain, and then
Deadly wound was healed.
Then the deadly wound was healed, and here we are in Rome 2.0 with NATO, EU, and America, right? And America's the whore. The whore is the representation of Rome, because the main thing that made Rome was their military. And when it comes to Esau, their main military, NATO, EU, and America, the main military is what the American military. That's why they were getting pissed off that Trump backed out of the whole thing with Ukraine, because their main power is America. So they're like, oh, wait a minute, what are you doing? So now they're getting mad at the whore.
Yeah, and Ukraine
Right, because you're their
ain't even
main
a part
military,
of,
which
Ukraine
goes back
ain't
to
even
that.
a part of it.
Right.
You know.
Well, that's that proxy war, but they're using that the buffer. It's like a buffer zone. It's because while they're being destroyed, their land is still good.
Mm-hmm.
But then they got their own problems because you got the North African gangs and you got the Middle Easterns out there stabbing up people. But then their own people are mad about immigration too.
Mm-hmm.
So they got an immigration problem over there, or over in Europe and Spain and all these different places. They have their own immigration problem, so that they need to get these people out of here. So basically the Lord, that's why I was going to earlier and brought it back. That's why the Lord is bringing that division throughout the entire world. Everywhere is talking about, except for them places like China. China don't let people just come up in there. But no, they're having that thing too, because a lot of Africans have been going there. They supposed to have a program where they were helping them, and then those Chinese people are beating up black people. And then like the so-called black woman who left America and went to Russia, they beat her up, punched her face up, and she was saying Russia's just as racist. So there's racism and division throughout the entire world. And that's what the Lord said he's going to bring, division.
And you're not going to escape the will of the Most High. And in so many of these nations, especially Americans are an arrogant, ignorant, prideful group of people who will come into a land, not try to understand the customs and the ways of that land, but will take their level of belligerence wherever they go. And the people just aren't putting up with it no more. So you over there in someone else's land acting arrogant, ignorant, and rude, and then they check your ass. Like the one that was in Dubai, that black woman in Dubai acting out of pocket. They locked her ass up for making a lot of noise. They don't play that shit over there.
Right.
These other places, they don't, you know what I mean? I used to like watching that one little short on YouTube. This old Karen, I guess it was over there in Africa or whatever, and this woman walking up to these people's house, minding their business, and they came straight out like, no, bitch, this ain't America. Bop, bop. It was lumping her ass up. You know, they cut the camera, but
that's the
yeah,
division.
right. Nobody is taking this shit no more. And the scriptures is clear when it says that, you know, hey, your own allies are gonna come against you. So this whole place is, like you said, the whole world is gonna be in a state of division.
Ready
you know?
to be reaped. It's
right.
Ready to be harvested.
You know, hey, they've laid a worm under you. Your own, you know, those that ate your bread.
Well, then go to that Jeremiah
51.
Yeah, 51 and 25.
Jeremiah 51 and 25, and it reads, "Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain."
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Hey, and that's America. It's been going around the world destroying. Habakkuk says that you're as hell and death, right?
Yeah.
Wherever you go, you're like hell. Hell is the grave, right? Hell is the grave, and death comes with you when you show up.
There
You fill out your desires, and you can't be satisfied. You run the whole. It proves you can't be satisfied. You run the whole world. You're the international bankers. Pretty much every nation has to pay tribute to you, but it's not enough. Now you want the souls of men. Now you want to put an implantable device in everybody, right? You basically have everything, and we're subject to payment. It's a trip. You don't realize it until you're older, but you literally everything costs. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous, bro.
Hey, and it's so many people that come to Babylon and realize just how bad you pay going, you pay coming, you're taxed. Then you pay taxes, then you pay taxes, then everything you get taxed on. Yeah. Then they tax you buy your home, they're taxing you on your home. You can pay your home off and don't pay your taxes, they can take your home, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, hey, there's taxes, you pay your electric. There's taxes on your electric. There's this government is, man, they're taking left, right, and sideways, but somehow they're $37 trillion in debt. You know what I mean? And it's growing. You know, and then they're sending.
Well, it's really more like 200 or 300.
Right.
It's more like 400, maybe 500.
Trillion in
$600
debt.
trillion dollars in debt.
Right.
This place, man.
And they
So this
send
place
it all
is-
over to the capital of America, which
Right.
is
Right.
Israel.
The reason why they're not,
You know?
well, they're not tripping because what they plan to take it out of you Americans,
Oh, yeah.
because your body is going to be the payment,
Mhm.
right? That's the implantable device,
Mhm.
right? That's what they plan on doing,
Then they don't have to ask you for nothing. They just take it at their discretion.
right?
You know.
Right. The time of the MOTB is coming real soon. So yeah, matter of fact, we're just going to bring out that thing about that project Esther,
Yeah.
right?
It
But
said, "O destroying mountain, saith Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks.
woo,
I will make thee a burnt mountain."
Right, yeah, see, that's this place right here, America, Babylon the Great. You're gonna get rolled down. You remember the game King of the Hill?
Mhm.
Yeah, you had to push that mother off. You're gonna
Yeah.
get rolled down, man.
Yeah,
Right.
back east we used to play it when the snow plows would plow up them big, huge mountains of snow. Oh man, that was the shit. Go up there and play King of the Mountain.
Oh, that shit, bro, that hurt.
Nah,
'Cause
that
when
thing
the-
else- yeah,
when the snow,
yeah, it be packed, yeah.
did the thing, it packed
You know?
in. That shit, and you
That
with the
don't-
boom.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing to boys though.
Yeah.
We used to have rock battles, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we should do that.
You know, so
Well,
yeah.
out here it's the desert, so
Yeah.
we'll get those. We'll do the clod. They get the clod dirts.
Uh-huh.
The dirt clods up,
Uh-huh.
like that kind of rocks, and you throwing it at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that was our idea of fun.
And then it was crazy because the clod, because it's like firm but not thing. So when you hit it, it explodes. Yeah.
You feel all of that.
Yeah. Yep.
And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundation, but thou shalt be desolate forever.
Right, because
saith
it says we're not.
Yahweh.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
because that goes into us not leaning upon Egypt anymore. You know, because Yahushua is our stone, right? That's what you're supposed to build your thing off of. Yahushua is the cornerstone.
And it's showing, it's showing that there's not going to be anything left here,
right.
where, you're going to have somebody popping out of a little underground thing, like, trying to negative.
They
You
can
people
survive,
that,
yeah.
you people that
they're
are in these
bunkers they
underground
build in.
bunkers,
Yeah.
these are going to
bunkers,
be
your
your
grave.
thermal coffins. You know what I mean? It's going to, there's nothing, nothing is going to survive. You know what I mean? Like, say you survive inside that bunker, but then if you ever open
lava.
that door, that liquid flame is going to just pour in there, and that bunker is going to be so hot from, what I mean?
The lava,
Constant being
like you mentioned Yellowstone,
right.
But it's not just Yellowstone. They just spoke about there's 7 volcanoes and
Yeah.
they're starting to erupt in Arizona.
But Yellowstone is a super volcano.
Yeah, but there's
what I mean?
Yellowstone,
and that's
but
in Arizona. No, well,
No,
was it Las Vegas? But it's part, because I think it's up there in the Grand Canyon area, if I'm not mistaken, portions of it. So it's
yeah.
And then you have all of the pipelines that crisscross America.
Right.
You know what I mean? The
Well,
gas, the natural gas.
But they were just, I was looking at that thing, they're saying there's 7 volcanoes they just started seeing smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Believe, what was it over here in the Flagstaff area, like basically like you say, Grand Canyon area. Yeah, and then they said there's several along the Mexican border between Arizona and Mexico that they're starting to see becoming active, and these ones that were dormant for a long time, but we're coming to the end.
Yeah.
Those things are gonna erupt. And then you got the ones that's in Alaska. Alaska's been erupting big time right now.
Man.
The volcanoes in Alaska. So-
when you shall see part of the signs, hey, the signs are multiplying themselves, and coming swiftly now.
Yeah.
There's not great spans of time between these signs.
calamities and shit that's happening stuff. Well, not to mention, what's the 22nd? When was the 22nd? The other day?
No, it was about 4 days ago, I think it was.
Oh yeah, the
day.
22nd was the fastest day of the year.
Yeah,
22nd.
26th. So.
Okay, yeah. So the 22nd of July was the fastest day of the year. So it said that the time is speeding up via the 22nd, right? And then they got more days that's about to speed up too.
Yeah, and if you've not been
Speeding
living
up
under a
time.
rock, you've already noticed the acceleration in time. How quickly the days go by. You look up, it's the first of the month. When you turn around, you're already past the middle of the month on your way to the beginning of the new month. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shoot, hey, these things are happening, you know, and soon when we look up, you know, hey.
Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, yeah,
Man,
Yahweh
you
Shai
know,
and all
hey.
the calamity. Well, the micro C-hip.
Yeah.
Hopefully the micro C-hip is
Right.
on the thing to
Yeah.
bring in Yahweh Shai.
I mean, it's on the books. You have not only the Project Esther that you spoke of earlier, but I think Project Genesis plays a part in that
Genesis,
as well. And then you have all of these groups and organizations.
oh no, he just signed that executive thing. The what's it
Genius?
called?
The
Genius
Genius Act, yeah.
yeah. Slocky. Right? Which that goes into that computer system. That's the one I was talking. Yeah, because that's part of that AI, the genius. That's where the AI they're gonna show the AI is gonna be God.
Yep.
Or basically, you know,
And
putting forth it's gonna be the it's gonna be your everything. You gotta go to AI for everything.
And it's already an integral part of 90% of everything that you do. It
Right.
runs through some type of computer system.
Right.
You know, and I'm using 90 as a low ball.
Right,
You know,
yeah, it's a low ball, yeah.
you know, hey, your water
What?
system.
This is a computer.
Your
Yeah.
electrical systems. You know, everything that you rely on in this era, in this day and age, to survive. You know what I mean? It's all run by computers.
Uh-huh.
You know, your roads, your food processing. Everything is based on a computer telling another computer, telling another computer, telling you what to do.
Genius? Because them people were stupid. Because we had
Right.
water before.
Right.
What geniuses put the water to filtrate through the thing, and that's what causes your electricity, right?
Right.
So somebody thought, oh, then that's a bright idea. We'll let the water flow through here, and when the water flows through, the current will generate electricity, and that's how you get electric. But what happens when you run out of water? How do you get electricity, and then how do you get water?
Yeah.
So now you in a double jeopardy.
And
now there's no water or electricity.
And the thing about it, the idea really wasn't that bad. It was the greed behind the idea that made them say, well, I can get money for the electricity and I can charge them for the water. So, you know, things that were naturally part of the earth that you should naturally be able to, you know, I can't go out and fish. You know what I mean?
They
I
gotta
have
get a fishing
I
license.
got to get a fishing license.
Yeah.
You know, they have to stock the fisheries. Whereas naturally, when things were happening, according to the will of the Most High,
Yeah,
all of these things were
They
natural.
multiply. It said, well,
Right.
that's what it says. Multiply and be put. And
Right,
and he and his seed, and it was good.
Right.
Right.
So they did what they do. They took the seed from everything, you know?
Right.
And if they could take the seed out of man, they could figure out a way to empty your balls, man. But they can't, so they just gonna kill you.
Right, especially for the men. Well, that's in the Project Esther.
Right.
And they want to keep the women, and they want to artificially put a baby
Inseminate
in them. Yeah. Man. So let me finish this, and then we says, and it says Revelation chapter 8 verse 8, and the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of creatures which were in the sea and you're gonna have no fish, and in the sea and had life died. And the third part of the ships were destroyed. So now, you ain't got no fish. You didn't got no ships to bring it to you. These are things that the Lord is going to make complete utter and total desolation to this place, man. Right? It says, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great what? Star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of water. Right? I wanted to, hey man, things are gonna get, man, you're gonna have the water, you're gonna have this, and the Lord's gonna, them ICBM missiles are gonna destroy everything, but the Lord is actually destroying a lot of that now, right? When you're seeing the Mississippi dry up, and that's one of the world's greatest rivers, and it's drying up, hey man, you're in trouble, right?
Yeah, hey, and basically, you know, hey, again, it just goes back to the point that everything is going to rely on trust in Yahushua. Trust in Yahweh, why Yahushua? Because all of the water is going to be contaminated. Poison. The earth,
wormwood,
poison.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The air, poison. Everything is going to be in a state of poison. You know? And we're going to need to rely on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua for the very air we breathe.
That is it. All right, let me finish it. Get that. It's right here. It says, and the name of the star is called wormwood. I didn't even know that. Yeah. And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter.
Yeah, poison. You know. So all of these things is coming, and they're coming to Babylon. 1/3 is that, you know. Hey, this place, and there's going to be other places around the world that are going to get, you know, and I make the note that, you know, hey, when you look at the way Israel moves and the way Israel controls this place, you know, I just say it's the capital of Babylon. You know, Israel is the capital of Rome. That's why the Most High going to destroy this place and that place with fire.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Number one,
right, because the small hats rule it.
Yeah.
It's more ruled out of Britain, but yeah, a lot of them small hats, you know, they're in the land too. So yeah, into Israel.
And as with America, what does the scripture says? And the land cannot be cleansed thereof except by the blood of them that spilled it. And how much blood are they spilling over there in that land right now today?
Yeah, you got to cleanse it. You got to cleanse it. Yeah,
America's soaked in blood, but they have soaked that land in blood now.
Right.
You know,
Palestine is soaked in blood now.
Soaked in blood.
Yeah.
You know, and they can't. The only way to cleanse it is with fire, and not just a normal fire, but thermonuclear fire. You know. That's why all of these nations, man, and you were seeing it, man. Everybody is beginning to hate the small hats, and they're hating those that support them. You know, they're seeing that nothing can be done to these people because America always has not just their back, but hey, they stand up and declare, well, nah, you can't do nothing to them, and they make these false accusations and lies that. You know, like Elder Malcolm says, they're the ultimate victim villain. You know what I mean? They literally defer in your face and act like you're too stupid and blind to see it. Like they're the ultimate terrorist calling someone else a terrorist. Right. You kept somebody in a perpetual state of opening the largest open-air prison in the world for 75 years, and when they want out because you're holding them unjustly, they're a terrorist. They're the bad guy. You know, they're wicked. And you need to protect yourself. Well, if you weren't fucking people over, you wouldn't need to protect yourself from them. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Done. This is, it says Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4, the noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms and nations, gathered together Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, mustereth the host of the battle, right? And that's really coming down to it. World War III. So this place has to be destroyed, right? Starting with America, Babylon the Great, but everybody's gonna, hey, you're gonna feel it, man. Because even those other places in the world, now you may not get destroyed like America, but the air is gonna be different once those missiles hit. When it takes the air out of the thing, how are you gonna survive? When the smoke is in the air, even if you're like in China or somewhere and the missile hit China, a lot of people, it's gonna. No, I'm gonna drink. A lot of people, it's gonna be hard for you to breathe. Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know.
You know. Oh man. Yeah. It's gonna be a reason why it's gonna be mandatory for the elect to be on those chariots, because you know, hey, when Pompeii, when that whole volcano blew. They say they trace the ashes and the atmospheric conditions. I mean, halfway across the globe.
Right.
You know. So
how much more for the ICBM missiles?
When the ICBMs, the super volcano here, the multiple volcanoes
around the world,
throughout America
and the world. Yeah.
Right. Because what they don't, well, they do tell you these volcanoes are linked.
Right.
They're not just, you know what I mean, isolated. No, they're linked under the earth. They're linked with that molten lava.
Right.
So when one of them begins, it's going to create a reaction.
Chain reaction.
Right. Only the angels above, through the guidance of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you know, those that have been set to keep. Okay, don't let that one go off in this land. You know what I mean? But the 4 angels are in the sea, reserved for that particular moment, to unlock, to remove the chains that hold back the destruction.
Yeah, I was in that. That's in Revelation 8. That's what I was in. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can go if you want to. I don't know if you're holding something, but yeah, bring, because.
Oh yeah, I'll go back to it real quick.
Or I'll get it. You know, the 4 angels that are reserved. You know, for a moment. Yeah,
I'll go back to it. I was trying to finish. Let me
finish what you was on. Yeah. Baba Kasha.
Yeah. Okay. It says, they came from a far country, from the ends of heaven, which is talking about the missiles, right? These are intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? Even Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and the weapons of his indignation, right, which is on the chariots, right, and the ICBM missiles are the Lord's weapons of indignation to destroy the whole land, and that's talking about America, man. Right? There's other lands that are going to get hit, but their whole land is not going to get destroyed. But the whole land of America is going to be destroyed. Right? Turn into a desert. It says, "Howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand, and if it shall come as a destruction from it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be feeble, and every man's heart shall melt." All right. Hey, yeah, your mind is gonna. You ain't gonna. Some people are gonna just have heart attacks, man. And your mind ain't gonna be right. You're gonna be in great fear, man. Right? The Lord. Hey, He said the Lord trieth the hearts. Hey, that's a good time to try your heart when you're in famine, when there's pestilence, you can't eat. And there's this going on, and then now ICBM missiles are coming.
See,
man,
if your
it's gonna be the ultimate trust.
It's
gonna be the ultimate trust level.
Yeah.
Right, you're eating, your water, your provision, and then your salvation, because missiles are good, man.
Yeah. Does your actions match up to your mouth?
Right.
You know what I mean? Hey, I got that real quick.
Go ahead.
So this is Revelations 9, and I'll begin at 12. It says, "One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter." And we already know that second woe.
No, it's 8 for the one when it.
No, it's I wanted
Oh.
The 4 angels were loose and were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men.
Oh no! But that's for World War I. That's not in this time. That the Revelation 9. That's the break for World War One.
Right. One
But
woe
with-
is past, and behold, there come two
The-
woes more after.
right,
So
yeah.
those are World War One,
One,
and then World War Two.
Okay, yeah.
And
yeah,
then
the third woe.
third woe is yet
Right,
to come. But
right, go ahead.
we've already passed the second woe. And it
Okay.
says, and the sixth angel
I'll get the
sounded,
other one after.
and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before the Most High, saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which
Okay.
are
Oh,
bound
that's what
in
we're
the
talking
great
about. Okay.
river Euphrates,
Great.
because this is for that final destruction. You know what I mean?
Right,
And the
right.
four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. So, you know, hey, this third woe is swiftly approaching. And those angels, and this is what we're saying, you know, hey, those angels that are holding back the destruction, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
that destruction is being held. You know, and I brought that up in conjunction with the
Right.
fact that all of these volcanoes are connected.
Come.
So, hey, when these volcanoes begin to go off, there's going to need to be angels, you know, hey, stopping that flow right there. Like, not this particular land. Because
Come here.
it's a big
Come
global,
here.
right,
or,
right,
or
right.
if it does come, only go this far.
Right.
And the
Control
angels
that
control
that
everything.
that
Yeah.
devastation. Whereas there'll be other angels just to unleash pure, unadulterated destruction, which is going to be here, man. You know, and the valley of Yehoshaphat. Yeah. So that's all I wanted out of that.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, yeah, I know what you're talking about on that one, but okay, because I know this is supposed to be the one where that's the one too. This is okay, yeah, I'll start at 3. It says Revelation chapter 8, verse 3, and another angel came and stood at the altar having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it for with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. It says, and the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before the power of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth, and there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and earthquakes, and the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. Right? And see that where I was going to, because in this one is when you go to 7, it says Revelation. Yeah, 7's completion. Yeah. Revelation chapter. No, I'm into Revelation 7. Revelation chapter 7. It says Revelation chapter 7 verse 2. It says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seals of the living power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads.
The Wah.
Yeah, the Wah.
Yeah, which, you know, hey, we understand too is the name of the Heavenly Father and His Son. You know what I mean? The true and righteous name, not that God and not to mention, yeah, in that time, you know, hey, if you're not part of that, you know, hey, even if you know the name, man, hey, I never knew thee. You know. So
Right.
if you're
Yeah,
not,
there's more to this
yeah,
than just
knowing, yeah,
doing the doctrine.
yeah, you know, hey, James, hey, show me thy faith without that, and I'll show you my faith by my works. Roughly paraphrasing. You know, this thing requires action, man. You know, if you believe what's being spoken, then you're going to do what's necessary. You know, once you believe, then you're going to do the things necessary to reap the reward for that. You know, we know, you know, because we always reiterate, you know, hey, the laws aren't going to save you, but breaking them will definitely condemn you.
It will definitely kill you.
It'll definitely kill you. If you behind the thing eating swine's flesh,
Yeah, the bushes.
yeah,
Behind the trees.
behind the trees,
yeah.
you know what I mean, eating swine's flesh, guess what? That'll condemn you. All you people, oh well, I gotta have my pork chops. I gotta have my bacon. I gotta have my pepperoni pizza. Okay. You know, hey, whether you will hear or whether you will forbear, that ain't our problem. Our problem is just get you the message.
You
know?
get the message.
Get the messages. You know, so when we hear you scoffing, when we hear you like is repulsive as it is listening to you people that Elder Manata Zakba has to go through and hear, as repulsive as that is, the fact that, hey, you got the message because you're coming against it. You know what I mean? So right there, all we understanding is, oh, you got the message. Good. Now, hey, the rejection is totally up to Yahweh Shai. Because what does he say? Both the deceived and the deceiver are his. So if you're deceived into not believing the message, it wasn't for you. The message wasn't for you. It's just that simple.
I'm going to that.
You got something?
No. I'm going to that. Ruth.
Project Esther?
Yeah, Project Esther.
Let's see.
Yeah, because basically that's really what it is, man. We're coming to the time where this thing has to be implemented, man, because the technology is here, you know.
And the thing with this Project Esther too is that this was set in motion back in October of 2024, you know, and they've kept it on a low key. So this is an AI overview of this Project Esther, and it reads, Project Esther is a policy initiative from the Heritage Foundation released in October 2024 aimed at combating anti-isms in the United States. And, you know, hey, right. We know that woman in Chicago years ago said the greatest threat to the state of Israel is black men in America. You know, so that being one thing, and the greatest threat is the Israelite awakening of the truth, which means any kind of truth that goes against, that's adverse to what these people refer to, then it's automatically anti-isms.
Yeah, even
You know what I mean?
ChatGPT said that.
Right.
The guy asked, I don't know if you've seen that video, but the brother from Mississippi, he did the thing, and so I went and did one on that too. It said that what's the biggest fear that you have, and ChatGPT said what truth, right? Because the thing is about to get implemented, man, right? And once you you know everything is good. Chaos is gonna be out here, man.
And-
Chaos is coming to America. Babylon the Great, man.
And you know that AI Gronk system they had to shut down because it was
Too much
giving
truth.
anti-isms. It said the statements that it was making were anti-isms.
Right, because
You know
we're
what I mean?
probably bringing out the truth.
Right, bringing out truth. Right,
Right, you
and
know,
the
yeah.
truth is
Truth hurts, too.
anti-isms.
How you
doing?
Yeah, the truth hurts the liars.
You
man.
know, yeah, that's simply put. And we know that the biggest ones.
That's
You know?
what did I say? I said the what's it the kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
Truth is a kryptonite to an Edomite. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
That's what I said
and some
earlier in
Jakes
my
as
lesson
well.
today. Yeah. That's what I said in my lesson earlier today. Yeah, some Jakes too, but yeah, I was tripping on how it kind of. But hey, it's where it's at.
Yeah.
The truth is kryptonite to an Edomite.
Yeah,
Right?
without a doubt. Because
Right.
they've been running from it their entire generations.
Well, from the beginning.
You know, from
But it's-
Cain
Yeah.
all the way to Abel to all the way to now. They,
Yeah.
you know, they hide ours from us and run from theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It said he's a fugitive
From
and a
justice.
vagabond.
Right,
Yeah, he's a
right.
And what's a fugitive doing? They're on the run.
Yeah,
He's a fugitive.
Yeah, constant. Ducking and hiding behind bushes. You know?
Right.
It says, critics argue it redefines anti-isms to target pro-Palestinian advocacy and criticism of Israeli policies, linking them to a Hamas support network. So, you know, hey, and essentially, you know, again, back to what we do. What do? We criticize the nation state, declaring that that's not what the Most High declared. He said when Israel went back home, there'd be peace. He said that all 12 tribes would go back. He said that when Israel went back, that the land would be, you know, would give up its fullness again.
God.
But we understand that land has to be manufactured. They have to pipe in things.
Yeah.
They have to bring in
Shipped in. Yeah.
right these different things.
Flowers,
you
and
know.
grass, everything that they're doing to make it seem like they're flourishing.
Right. The Most High
Right.
would not have a pink city in
Right.
a holy land.
Right, because I remember
You know what I
a
mean?
couple years back they were talking about pumping water from
Right.
from the
Right.
from the Red Sea into the Galilee.
Right,
So-
right, because it's
so-
dried up.
It's dried up, so
You
they
know?
if it would think the land should be flourishing, that's what it's saying. Because once we get in the land, it's gonna flourish well beyond that little madness that they're, man, it's gonna flourish.
Yeah, when Israel goes home, the land is not going to be divided amongst nations. There's not going to be mosque and other
Right.
and these Christian
Temple, yeah,
churches
yeah.
and all kind of madness in that land. You know what I mean? And this is why, you know, everything about you people is anti-truth, and it shows. And now, you know, hey, the blinders are coming off. Even though there's blinders that remain on the people, so they still don't really understand this thing, they're beginning to clearly see that you
You're the
don't
devil.
fit,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, what the scripture says at
Right.
all.
Yeah, by showing that you're the devil.
Right, by
Yeah,
your
because-
actions.
Yeah, by the actions, man. You killing indiscriminately. And
Right.
keep killing, and then you're looking around like, what? What am I doing wrong? Well, and then what about my people?
Right.
And what about what they did? But you're complete. That's not
complete
someone
degenerates.
who's really looking for someone to have compassion on you when you're just completely not showing any compassion
Empathy,
for
yeah.
sympathy for anyone else as you're doing it. Okay, yeah, okay. You might defend yourself the October whatever, when it was October 8th or whatever it was that thing all happened. Okay, that might happen, and you struck back, and and you leave it away like that. Now, okay, then now nobody got nothing to say about that. They
But we
struck, you
also
struck back,
understand
but
too.
we know, you know what you're doing. You're yeah,
That was a setup.
right.
That was the same
of
way
course.
9 was a set. That was a setup so that
Right,
you
it's an
could
excuse.
do right, because the things that got implemented after 9 are the same way that you were able to implement these atrocities after that October.
Right. Well, that's
You know
where they
what I
had
mean?
the Patriot
Right,
Act.
right,
and
right.
Every act and
Every
everything that they
act
signed
came
now,
about, right.
all the way to
Right.
this Genius Act.
You know,
the big bill, the big ugly bill.
Right, right. They're still using
The big beautiful bullshit.
the ripples from 9, you know what I mean, to do this.
Right.
You know, and just on another note, and not only that, but you can tell, see, you can tell that you people's history is a big fucking lie and a joke, because when even Jake in his complete degenerate state has more empathy for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
everybody tears Jake
that's a
down.
true victim.
Right, right.
A true
But you
victim.
people have no empathy. You can't have had that done to you and then turn around and
Show
do it
love.
so well to another people, unless somewhere in there's a lie being told. Your history ain't matching up with your fucking actions.
Right.
Period. See, you can see Jake. Jake don't want to hurt no. We see. We should all be along and get together. And the Lord love. Jake pushes that shit worse than you damn devils.
The
Why?
lie. That's the lie.
Right.
The lie
Because
that
Jake has been
God love everybody.
down. Jake has been fucked up. Jake has gone through that.
Well, Jake always
So
had
Jake's-
the compassion.
right.
But Jake always had compassion. That's
Right,
the reason why.
right.
The Lord said, "Kill all the nation." When we went in, the Lord said, "Kill." If that would have been the Edom, they would have killed everybody.
Oh,
They would have. You would have killed every. That
Yeah.
proves that you're not the Israelite.
And
You
it
would have
burnt
killed
the grass,
them all.
burnt-
Man, you would have killed everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Animals. What you did when you came to America? Animals don't. The dodo bird don't exist anymore. Like
Right.
you would have extinct all sorts of shit.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
look what you did to the buffalo. Just
Right.
to kill Jake, just to kill the indigenous man, you slaughtered the buffaloes to get rid of his
Right.
food
But
supply.
that proves that you
Yeah.
can't be the Israelites.
Yeah.
The reason why Jake didn't push them all out is because that's that part of that compassion.
Yeah.
And then part of that
Empathy.
compassion was end up being a snare to him.
Right.
That's what the Lord said. Don't have mercy on them, and
Came
don't
back
have
to bite him in the ass.
It's gonna be what the Lord says. It's gonna be a thorn to you,
Mhm.
and which that's what they were, because now all of
Are.
a sudden now you're fighting the Philistines here. You're fighting the matter of fact, one of them Hamitic people were called AI. So I was peeping out at it that through him, and now we're about to have to fight AI all over again, except for it being a Hamitic people. Now it's going digital. Now we're gonna have to fight a whole different kind of AI. Man, this is all things, all spiritual. There's nothing new under the sun. So, hey, and man.
Yeah, and
Man.
we know this
And the
AI
Jakes-
is going to be jacked into all of
And
these
the Jakes that
autonomous,
wasn't behaving,
things. Yeah.
They went and fought against the Hamites against Yahweh's will, and they got fucked
Slaughtered.
up. They got slaughtered,
Got fucked
and that's
up,
what's
yeah.
gonna happen to 2/3 of Jake, man.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's why the elect. That's why we out here for the elect, man.
Hey.
Right? So you
And-
got it
and-
all messed up,
Yeah.
man.
And we're taught what? To wait patiently upon the Lord till He rises up to the prey.
Did it talk
You know?
about the implantable chip? it
I
should
don't
be
think
talking
it.
about-
Let me see.
Because that's part of it. Should be how they talked about implants too, or if you can find it, it should be talking about on because they want to implant a chip to know your medical, make sure that your health is all together, help your health or something like that.
So that's
You know?
says Project Esther has faced significant criticism for various reasons, including allegations that it reframes protests as anti-Semitism and dissent as a national security threat, that it was developed with minimal Jewish input and reflects on conservative viewpoints, ignores right-wing anti-isms while focusing on. So it's not really giving me a lot as far as anything else.
See if you can type in again about the health Project Esther about implantable devices. See if you type that in. Project Esther with implantable devices. Implantable devices. That's ultimate. I thought that's what you pulled. So, but yeah, see if we get it. If not, we know what it is. because we're coming at a time that, hey, technology is going to completely take over. You know.
So here I typed in Esther and implantable devices.
Project Esther.
No, it actually it comes with a name. It says several sources discuss Esther Sands Takeuchi and her contribution to implantable devices, particularly in the field of battery technology.
Mm.
It says Esther Sands Takeuchi is a materials scientist and chemical engineer recognized for developing the lithium silver vanadium oxide LiSVO battery. The battery was vital for the advancement of implantable cardiac defibrillators, ICDs, extending their lifespan and contributing to their widespread use. It says her inventions have improved battery technology and patient care by reducing the need for frequent surgeries. So, hey, that could be the reason why it's named after. It might be named after her, because basically she's the forerunner for these batteries that can be put inside you, and the longevity and the length of the battery. So in summary, Esther San Takeuchi works in the LiSVO battery, has significantly impacted the development of life-saving implantable cardiac defibrillators in the field of medical technology.
I think that's something else.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it plays into as well, because that device needs an energy source.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which they're gonna figure out how to make you the energy source for the device, but her technology is at the forefront of the things, you know, of that process. No, they're not. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't trying to.
Yeah, it's not giving me anything else on it as far as that. Probably would have to really. I see it. Yeah, I'm. You know, I don't know, but it says so this is Google patents. Polyester amide coating composition for implantable devices. A polyester amide PEA coating with enhanced material and/or release rate for coating an implantable device, such as a drug-eluting stent, or is disclosed. So there's different things on here, and they keep coming up.
That might be it too. What you was talking about? I even put Project Esther referring to.
Yeah. Esther San Takeuchi.
Yeah.
So she's at the forefront of creating the battery technology.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and they might have just named that whole thing after her. You know, because Esau's good for that.
Yeah, and then they're trying to cover it up by saying, "Oh, it's for the heart
Right.
heart rhythm thing. But yeah, it's going into
Defibrillator, but yeah, it you know, yeah, because hey, Esau's pursuit of this thing has far exceeded, you know, their recent information drop. You know, they've been pursuing this technology and moving in this direction quietly and anonymously for quite some time. It's not, you know, a new thing for them. You know, I can remember way back when they first started putting these things in animals. And if you don't think that was, you know what I mean, to see how it would react and to increase that technology, you know, again, not sure what rocks you're living under. But they must be heavy.
Yes, it's but yeah, going into yeah, I might have to try to find some more on it.
Yeah,
But-
bring it
but
out
yeah.
throughout the week as we move forward, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, that's probably most likely what that is. Because when you go into that, let's go into this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. It says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words
Mhm.
and seal the book, even to the time of the end." Right? That's basically what we've been talking about the whole time. The end.
Yeah, and we understand too that you can't seal up a book. So what did that mean? That means the understanding of it was going to be sealed from by Yahweh by Shem Yahushai until he was ready for that understanding to be made manifest, which is now in these end times.
Right.
This is why these things have been made so clear when you have the right teachers, you know.
Right,
How
you know?
can I lest some man show me?
Mm.
So if you don't have the proper teachers, then your understanding is askewed,
Right.
you know.
And also, what that reminds me of the time that's coming up, the famine of the word.
Yeah,
Shut up the words. Hey, and that's about to happen, man. The words are going to be shut up.
yeah, because this is a limited engagement. You either get it or you don't. But once it closes, once that famine of the word begins, man, we anticipate a lot of things going to happen. And these different, like the Project Esther that they're showing you, essentially, once that passes, anything you say is going to be anti-ism, which means they're going to shut you down.
Right.
You know what I mean? What then? What then? The Most High didn't set this thing up to go on indefinitely for, you know, 100. Wait, what was it? 1,000. One of them said 1,000. The other was like 30. He didn't.
1,030 years.
You know, hey, the prophets the apostles have been out doing this work, and the men before them since Abba Bibbins. You know, when he came on and turned the hearts of the sons to the fathers, basically,
Right.
this thing has a limited time engagement, you know? And it was extended to this point so that the last, you know, because we wouldn't be here in this walk had not the Most High allowed this thing to continue. But he's not going to continue,
Right.
you know?
It says, even to the time of the end, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. So you know you got cars, you got planes, trains, you got all sorts of things. You're going to and fro. You can go this place, you go this, and you know, pretty much, you know, really fast. You can go to one side of the town in about 30 minutes in a car. 30 to 40 minutes on a car. You can get a train, right? Subway,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Amtrak, whatever you can get to places a lot faster than ancient times.
Yeah. Hey, and that Concorde, I don't even know if they still run that Concorde. I think they stopped using it. But that thing, man, used to blaze across Concorde jet. You remember that thing? Yeah. But the modern jet now, I mean, you know, it's doing what, 600-700 miles an hour across the skies.
Yeah.
Things is moving.
Yeah.
You know. So, hey, you know,
Yeah. So
you got more on that, and then if not, we'll
no, because
we'll close out after whatever you finish bringing.
no,
up.
because I wanted to just kind of go into that. You know, because this is the time that we're living in. Because before the war, the Third World War, that third war, the mark of the beast has to be implemented, right? The MOTB has to be implemented. It says Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, and he calls us all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right? And that's the time you won't be able to buy or sell, right? Or you can't. And if you complain about it, you're going to be an anti-sim, right? That's basically what that's saying.
Right.
You're going to be an anti-sim or any complaining.
And
So that's
can lock
automatically
you
going
up.
to either throw you in jail, or they're going to turn off your device, and you can't buy or sell.
Right.
They're going to leave you without. You're going to be what's it called? Ostracized, right? You know what I mean? You know, this is Isaiah chapter 36, verse 6. Lo, thus trustest in the staff of that thou. I mean, says that, lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed, reed on Egypt, right? And so a lot of you trust in America. That is America spiritually Egypt, and a lot of you have trusted in this place, and what a lot of chaos and destruction is about to ensue, man. Race wars, riots, things that we say, if you see, they said, you read, if you see half the signs come past, measure the time diligently. So we're in a time that the MOTB is about to be on the scene. So we're measuring the time diligently, right?
The Most High is now visiting the earth which He made.
Right. It says we're on. If any man lean, right? So you trust in it. If you keep leaning on the society, which they're showing you in itself, don't trust in the society. Don't lean or trust on a so-called white man. When they're getting rid of DEI, or how do you say?
Diversity,
DEI,
inclusion, and
yeah, as you say, that's how you say DEI.
DEI, yeah.
Yeah, DEI. When they're just firing people, when they're doing all these different things, when they remove what was it that we used to have? At least they said that you had to have the thing that they made them so-called hire black people.
Yeah, the affirmative action.
Faction, right? Yeah.
Hey, and you know what's buzzing about that? It was it Thurman Thomas, the Supreme Court. He was part of the people that helped get rid of the very same thing that got him where he's at. He helped to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's why they got rid of his ass after a while.
No, he's still in there.
Is he in there?
Yeah, Supreme Court justices died. That's the only way to get him out of there.
I thought they put him out.
No, he's like Pregu. They couldn't. Yeah, he's entrenched.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
Yeah, you got it. You only way out of
what
that
judges
Supreme
got
Court?
fired? Because they were saying they were removed.
Nobody. Supreme. Supreme Court.
They someone make you quit or something.
Right. Well,
yeah, something like that. Okay.
Give you one of them heart attacks like they do in Russia. That's
right.
Outside of that. Yeah, you only die.
You
die out
offer
of
you
that.
can't refuse.
Right.
Yeah, that's why
you know.
that's the only way you coming down.
Yeah. You die out of the Supreme Court. That's the only way you go.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, you don't retire out of that.
That's one of them Jakes, you know.
Yeah.
Own, you know, they look
you
out for
remember the
themselves.
one that old girl went to try to keep him? Said he was he had doing that whole Me Too movement. Before the Me Too movement, it was what's her name that fought to try to get him not put in the Supreme Court.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was there.
No,
I thought he got taken. Yeah.
No, he's still he's like Preku. He's in there.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Okay.
Him and the black woman that don't know what a woman is. Hey, I don't like Gino, but I think that shit he said was smart as hell. What's a woman? It's your mama. You know,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Keep it simple.
You know, keep it simple. It's your mama.
It's your mama. Yeah.
You know, dumbass.
Well, she's a woman.
Right.
You ain't a woman.
But she can't tell. And that one woman kept asking her, "What's a woman?" I can't tell you that, but like, bitch, how you can't tell somebody you're a woman? You know what I mean? But they all trying to push that whole transgender agenda.
Right.
So, you know, they're willing to hey, just get rid of their humanity altogether to sell that monkey shine bullshit to the people.
Yeah. So then, yeah. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Says we're on if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. Right?
Yeah.
And that's basically where they're talking about these implantable devices are going to go, where you could buy or sell. And save, you have that mark, the Karak's grapho, right? In order for you to buy and sell. And this thing has to happen before that third woe, right? Gets fully, we're in the third woe now, but it's still a minor stage. It's a low
cold
level.
It's a cold woe. It hasn't become a hot woe yet.
Yeah.
You know?
But we're pretty much there. Like, but it's going to enhance, and as time is going fast, right? It's going to increase. It's going to increase even faster
because it has hot zones. Like there's hot areas, like Gaza, Hamas, Ukraine. Those are hot areas. But one will cool down, the other one will flame up, the other one will flame up, the other one will cool down.
Iran,
right. But at some point, they all going to go on flame on.
And they ain't going to
go back down. Right.
Ain't going to be no off switch.
Ain't going to be no off switch.
Right, come.
But we know that these things, and this is why the scriptures, the wisdom and stability of that time, because we know that it's not going to go full hot until these things are implemented. Right. You know what I mean? And then you're going to have this the chaos that ensues here. All of these things have to manifest themselves.
Well, we read it in Matthew 24. It says famine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
War. It says be war, rumors of wars.
Pestilence.
Right? Famine, pestilence.
Yeah.
Right? All these things must happen, man. It's got to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
And they're going to bring back the 19 on a even more extreme level.
Yeah, you keep seeing them keep popping up. After a while, you didn't see it at all.
Yeah.
And now, they keep popping up here.
Oh, yeah.
And popping up the 19 here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It says, and pierce it, so is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. Can you get that Isaiah 19, the cruel Lord? And then I'm gonna get this one, and then we'll close down. This is Job chapter 8, verse 15. It says, matter of fact, let me go up. Let me go. This is Job chapter 8, verse 13. So as the paths of all that forgot Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Hey, so all you people, your paths, you forgot Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And the hypocrites hoped shall perish. Right? So all they forgot the Lord. And basically, your hope is in America. Your hope is in your NWO, right? Your hope is in the Novos Ordos Seclorium, right? So you could perform your enterprise, but via through the MOTB, right? That's your hope, and you're nothing but hypocrites, man. You bomb and you kill people, and then you go, what about my people? We had 6 million, Sims.
Started at like 3, and then it went to 4, and 5, and then 6.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Right. It says, hope shall perish, whose hope shall be cut off, and whose trust shall be a spider's web, right? You're going to be entrapped. So all this thing, what you're doing is basically you're setting yourself up for failure. You're going right down the path that the scriptures say you're going to do. You're going to, it don't say micro C-hip as these, these scoffers, these proud men, right, who claim to be Israelites, right? How is that? How is
It's
Jews.
Jews.
How is it going to be over the whole world? Because it ain't that many people. Well, everybody's already going into the digital, right? Because you got Russia with the digital ruble. You got China with their digital, yuan? Yuan.
You got Burkina Faso with their digital,
Right.
The Burkina Faso, Traore came up with,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All you people that think, oh, he's
Right.
so great, he's the awesome man, he's just the greatest.
Right.
Yeah,
Everything's going
niggas
digital.
up, man.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. So there ain't no escaping Yahweh Bashem outside, right? That's what he said. It's going to be a trap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If Esau is glorifying you, something is going wrong.
Right. Yeah, definitely. He said, here, follow not a multitude to do wickedness. Yeah. He says, he shall lean upon his house, but it shall not stand, right? And they're leaning upon what? America. They're trying to hold on to the house of the Edomites, man. This Edomite, what do you call it? Yeah, the house of Edom, right? The whole house of Edom, right? Their white supremacy, right? Right? He shall hold it fast, right? Holding on to it. Hey, you ever heard that saying? The more you hold on, the more it slips through your fingers, like holding sand. If you ever grab sand, the harder you squeeze, the more it comes out. Right? And that's this devil, man. The harder he's taking a squeeze, which the squeeze is going to be upon you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time.
And the scripture says he set him in a slippery place.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the more he tries to grip, the slide, he's going to slide down into that pit. You know?
It's a web. Yeah, spider's web, a trap. Right?
The pit that he
right.
dug.
Hey, and this makes sense too, because what? He's the Lord of the Flies, Esau. Right? And what do a lot of spider webs do? It trap those flies.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He shall lean upon his house, but it shall not stand. He shall hold it fast, but it shall not endure. Right? So, yeah. That's the time we're living in, man. America's not gonna endure. You're gonna lean upon these things, man, and you're gonna get destroyed, man. You're gonna hold and do the thing, and now you're gonna have to try to go get the Karagma, right? Get the micro C hip, man, and it's gonna, hey, that's gonna be your ass, Jake.
If
and
the foundation of Babylon is crumbling. I mean, it's been crumbling, and they haven't invested anything into the foundation of it. The bridges are collapsing, the roads are deteriorating, everything about this place, the
morals, the standards, the things.
Right,
I mean, how much?
You know?
I mean, if God is righteous and He allowed this to go on any longer, then the Lord ain't righteous, or there ain't no God, right? So there has to be a God. It has to be some type of right standing and some type of judgment for a place where you just murder and kill, and then there's nothing. I mean, you're hanging Jake to this day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you seen the Jake that was in New York got hung, and then it was I think it was in Texas somewhere.
I think it was 2 Northern Kingdom and 2 Southern Kingdom were lynched.
Yeah, so you still hanging Jake today.
Yeah.
So this place can't go on.
So I'm going to start at 1 on this real quick, and we'll just go through quickly. This is Isaiah 19 out of the NLT, and it reads, a message about Egypt. This message came to me concerning Egypt.
Right, that's America, Babylon the Great.
Look.
Also known spiritually as Egypt. But
Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is advancing against Egypt.
Yeah, and you can see the uprise against the Edomites around the world, right?
Riding on a swift cloud.
Right.
The idols of Egypt tremble.
Right, because that cloud's going to be a chariot, Once the MOTB is implemented, World War III is happening. The Lord's going to make his appearance in between.
Yeah.
What's the dude from Marvel that always shows up in his movies?
Silver Surfer?
No, Stan.
Yeah. Stan Lee. Yeah.
Stan Lee. Hey, the
He's in all of them.
Lord's going to make his Stan Lee appearance, man.
Mhm.
Which he's done throughout the scriptures, man.
Hey,
The Lord always make, because really Stan Lee got that from the scriptures, because that's what Yahweh Shai's been doing for a long time, man.
And you Christians are starting to question things now. You know what I mean? Your idols, the idols of Egypt tremble.
Right, and that's what
You
they're
know?
doing. That's what they're
Yeah.
starting to tremble, man. They're starting. Wait a minute, man. That you got a point.
The hearts of the Egyptians melt with
Right.
fear.
Yeah, and that's what's happening now, man.
Yeah.
A lot of them are in fear because they saying, damn, these dudes, they definitely, hey, precept upon precept, line upon line, they definitely have to be telling the truth, but we have to ignore it in order to just keep living, because if not, they're gonna be bugged out. Like the Edomite who was crying, the Edomite that made the song about I'm an Edomite. You seen that one? Yeah, man. He couldn't stop thinking about it till he made a song. I'm an Edomite. I'm gonna die. I'm going into slavery. Hey, bro, it's beautiful.
It says, I will make Egyptian fight against Egyptian.
Right, that's you Americans, man. That's your Civil War, whether if it's black against white. These black people are Egyptians, right? You ain't heard of Kemet? These people are Egyptians. You heard them? They believe in Kemet. So they're gonna be here. Those are 2/3. You're gonna be fighting against the 2/3 of Israel, man. Right? Or against your own constituents, your own. Well, I believe it says brother, right?
Yeah. Brother against brother.
Right. Against your own fellow white American, man.
Neighbor against neighbor.
Right. See the guy down the street from your on your block who looked like he got a couple of bottles of water. He got some food. He got a nice looking daughter. Mine.
City against city.
Right. City against city. Hey, a lot of these cities are very close.
Province against province.
Right. Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah.
And that's the time we're about to live in, man.
The Egyptians will lose heart.
Yeah. See, and you're starting to do that now, but how much more in that time, man? It says that when the scripture says that they should be willing in the day of thy power. See, once we get that power, when you people realize we're the gods of the world, you're gonna be willing. You're gonna believe in us, man. You're gonna know. You're gonna know that God made us the gods of this earth, right?
I will confuse their plans.
Right?
They-
Yeah, right. And that's what's happening now. They're in confusion. It just said, we read that it's like a spider's web. They're about to fall into it. We said slippery places. They're gonna fall right into the Lord's trap, man. Right? In order to the Lord to save the elect, man. This is all for the elect's sake, man. This is all for the purpose of the movie, man. So the Lord can come in with a heroic save while the missiles are bombed, and he's picking up the elect, and then he's shooting the chariots going like this, and the fire's behind it. Bro, that's a movie. That's the hero movie. When the fire's behind the hero. Hey, that's how the Lord's coming, man. The chariot's gonna pick up. You're gonna see that father shit.
Upon a swift
Cloud. Yeah, man. And then he's gonna, right through the flames. He's gonna ride, and then you're gonna see the chariot come out the bro. That's a move. That's like the perfect. You gonna, start clapping.
You're gonna be beaming the people in the midst
beaming
of
the fire. Yeah.
Boom.
And he
As
beaming
that
people
mushroom
up.
cloud's growing, you just
Yeah, you're getting beamed up, and
gone.
gone.
You know what I mean? Hey, it's gonna be something. Hey, and their enemies beheld them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna be in wonder and
Strange,
awe.
yeah, strange salvation. Yeah, that's
And your awe is going to be short-lived because the missiles, that flame, that beast of destruction is going to be traveling at you at 1,000 miles an hour.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Boom. Why you like, oh, God, poof, gone.
Right.
And then it's just going to be a matter of how long the Most High determines He's going to keep your spirit in that vessel.
Right.
It says, they will plead with their idols for wisdom and call on spirits,
Yeah, they're doing that
mediums, and those who
Right.
consult the spirits of
Right.
the dead.
now. Right. Yeah, they're going into these witches, and they're going to NASA.
CERN.
They CERN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Pope, before he died, opened up a bunch of doors or portals or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? It says, I will hand Egypt over to a hard, cruel master.
Right, that's Donald J. Trump. As of yet, now unless somehow he dropped dead. But other than that, he's gonna be that cruel lord. He's gonna be your so-called president of Babylon, which is spiritually known as Egypt. And cruel lord of Egypt.
You know, and in a lot of aspects, man, you know, because everybody understands Trump is a paper tiger. But that monster that he's got as his second, that dude's a demon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That dude,
the vice president?
Yeah, he's a demon. And if you've ever listened to some, they've had audio transcripts of him declaring that, like, all of this Constitution, everything, it was meant for white men.
Right.
It wasn't meant for all of, like, the way they. Yeah, he's part of the differences. Yo, that dude is the real monster behind the scenes. You know what I mean? But because Trump is a clown.
But then the crazy thing about it is that you said you wanted this place to be the melting pot. Your Constitution can't be for everybody and be the melting pot at the same time, because a lot of people wouldn't have came here if they would just, oh, that's just for white people. Oh, well, I'm not gonna show up. I'm not gonna give money and donate, and we're not gonna make this the richest place on the planet. Why buy something from this thing, or why come here and be an amazement? Why would people come here and go on vacation if it's just for white people? Right? You know what I'm saying?
It says, a fierce king will rule them, says Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the power of heaven's armies.
Right, so that's why you had to pretend that it wasn't like that, but now you're about to show your horns of what it's all really about. But what was that at the end? But
it says, a fierce king will rule them, says Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai of heaven's army.
Yeah, see, but the Lord set this all up. So Donald Trump was right. The Lord did want him to be the president.
Oh yeah.
It's all ordained from the
Everything
Most High,
is.
from on high. Yeah.
Nothing happens unless Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai sanctions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything that happens in this realm and the next is governed and dictated and made to happen through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know? So, hey, we hope this lesson was an edifying lesson. You know, what you got to understand is that this MOT to the B is coming. It's here. You know what I mean? And they just have they're just waiting on the proper time to slam it in your face and make it
or
on
pestilence, some type of pestilence thing. Yeah.
Because they're gonna bring it to you in subtlety. You know what I mean? Oh, this will keep you safe. This will do what you need it to do. But see, the problem right now is that they have people beginning to, like Marjorie Taylor Greene and different others, are stepping up and declaring this thing to be the mark of the beast, which means they're going to start to have to move swiftly. You know what I mean? In order to get this thing done, before they start losing that momentum again.
Right, and you think time is moving fast now?
Right.
Wait till they implement start really pushing that thing, because the Lord said that He's speeding up time for the elect's sake. Yeah. And if not, there no flesh will be saved.
Yeah.
Right? So He has to make sure that He saves His elect, or else the Lord's a liar. So it's gonna go really fast, man. Your days are gonna, man, they're gonna, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna know what day is what. You see people do that now. Tomorrow's Thursday. No, well, today is Monday. Oh shit. You know what I mean? I thought it was people be saying certain days, and it ain't even that day yet.
One of my demons, I was it was Wednesday. She asked me, "Ain't you going to camp?" I'm like, "What day you think it is?" She's like, "Oh shit, yeah, Saturday was been fast. It's Wednesday already."
Right? Yeah, it's going by so fast. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's all the way to next week. Yeah. You think it's still a weekend?
Yeah. So, hey, just if you get anything from this, repent. If the Most High has put it on your spirit, repent, turn back, begin to walk in the ways of righteousness, turn back to your heritage, and prepare yourself to as Moses said, stand thee still and see the power of the Lord. You know what I mean? And this is where we're at. And I roughly paraphrased that, but hey,
and even David,
it's always moved me. You know what I mean?
David said, taste and see that the Lord is good, right?
Right.
And that's when you stop sinning, the Lord will protect you.
Yeah.
He's not going to have angels encamp around them that don't fear the Lord. He camp
Mhm.
around them that fear the
Mhm.
Lord, right?
Yep.
And keep them safe, right?
And like the prophet Elijah said, Elisha, they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
Right, con.
So with that, we pray
Fine.
that you were edified. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahasham,
Yahweh Shai,
Bahasham,
Bahasham
Rakakadash.
Rakakadash. And double honors as always to our apostles, elders, and bishops, men of great millstone. Peace and salutations to the house of David, the 144,000, and to the men, women, and children scattered throughout the four corners of the earth of the hopeful elect. To you we say Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Baba Ball, Kwam Yasharala.
Yasharala.